Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, another battle report for you. This is a three-way game. It's Tyranids, which is me. Got 2 Flyrants deployed here with 3 Biophors, and I've got 3 Morlocks in reserve. And over here we have Blood Angels. They've deployed a big spike squad with Librarian, some Devastators, some Tacticals, no, Stern Guard, sorry there. There's another Rhino in reserve, and they've infiltrated some Scouts. Over here we have the Space Marines. They've deployed a Razorback with a command squad in. Yep. There's a Librarian there, there's a Predator, a couple of tactical squads, and there's a Vindicator and another Pred in reserve. We're going to play 3 objectives. So we have this one here, this one here, this one here. They're worth basically 1 point each, so we're just going to fight it over those. Right, we're going to randomly draw to see who is going first. I'm going to shake the cup. And dropped it, but it's Blood Angels. Blood Angels first. Okay, so turn 1 coming up. Okay, so that was turn 1 there. Blood Angels went first. They shot at a Rhino with a lass. It was night fight first turn, so there's lots of cover saves going around. 1 whole point from that on that Rhino. And it's then the Space Marines' turn. They shot their guns here at my Flyrants, but I managed to get a save from the night fight. And then they shot over there, killed a couple of Scouts, and then it was my go. I went into the air, went into the middle of the board. I tried all my psychic powers. I have the Horror and Warp Blast on one, and Catalyst and Warp Blast on the other. Failed miserably with both of those, but I did manage to shoot out a good number of those Devastators there on that piece of terrain. And that's it. So we're going to randomly roll again, find out who's going to be going for turn 2. Okay, so that was turn 2, and this time Space Marines went first. All of the reserves came on apart from 1 Pred. They basically advanced forward. It was then my go. I had 1 Morlock only come out. They went on the bikes. I killed a couple of bikes, then I mishapped, and the Blood Angels redeployed me over there. I moved these up, still swooping in the air, shot there, got 2 whole points there and is immobilised. And the other one shot over there, and I'd managed to wreck that one. And the Biophors, they shot a couple of those guys that were just got out of there. And that was it. Then it was the Blood Angels' turn, and they made a massive advance here on my Flyrant. They basically shot everything apart from those 2 last cannons that shot over there, just 1 whole point gone. But I managed to save everything, so no wounds. And that was it. So we are now going to move on to turn 3, and we're going to again draw the turns out randomly. Okay, so that was turn 3 there, and Space Marines went first again. So basically they ended up shooting my 2 Flyrants that were in the middle. Got a good couple of 6s from the last cannons on those Preds. I lost a wound and I was grounded. Those tanks over there shot the Scouts, just a couple of Scouts left. And then it was luckily my go through the random turns, so I managed to quickly fly up in the air before the Stern Guard got me. I went over there and I wrecked that tank. The guys got out. That's the command squad. This one came over here. I used Warp Blast and destroyed 1 of these Preds, and then I shot the guns into the other Pred and managed to wreck that one. And then my Morlocks came down. 1 Morlock came down on the Stern Guard, double tapped them. I destroyed all of those apart from 1 who was running, and then I went into ongoing reserve. The other Morlock came down. I tried to take these 2 tanks out here, or at least get a couple of wounds. They went back into ongoing reserve as well, along with the other one that was here, so they're all in reserve. And then it was the Blood Angels' turn. So they got the Scouts into that tank, tried to move it, but got immobilised. The Stern Guard, he's just hiding up behind those last cannons. And then over here the bikes went into the command squad. I had a big assault. The Librarians left with just 1 wound. As a couple of command squad guys died. Okay, so that was that. Now we're coming up to turn 4. Okay, so that was turn 4, and once again Space Marines went first. So basically they moved up the tanks here, trying to get towards this objective. The command squad there took out the rest of the bikes, so that was the Librarian Guard. it was then my turn. I used one Morlock, came down on these two. The whole point of that one, I wrecked this one, the guys got out, and the next Morlock came in, took out the guys that got out, and then the other Morlock came down onto the command squad, double tapped them, and there was just 2 command squad guys left. I flew one of the Flyrants off the table, and then the other one, he's landed, and I managed to take the Vindicator out, so that all of these tanks here are gone apart from that one. It was then the Blood Angel's turn. I still had this tank here hiding behind the piece of terrain. That tried to self-repair but failed, and the 2 guys there just shot those Marines, but they saved everything. So we are now moving on to turn 5 and potentially the last turn. Okay, so turn 5, potentially the last turn. We've got to roll the dice still, and believe it or not, Space Marines went first again. So they basically got 10 men out of that tank, went over to the objective along with the command squad and the other 3 guys that were there. It was then the Blood Angel's turn. They moved their vehicle here fast up onto this objective, a couple of pop shots over here. And then it was my turn, so I brought the Morlock that was in reserve down here, killed a bunch of guys, and then assaulted the last ones here. There's 1 Marine left, just holding that objective. The other Morlock assaulted the other guys that were there. So yeah, there's basically just a Rhino and that 1 Marine left there. This over here, I moved over here with my jump, and then I ran towards the objective. I am within 3 inches. And then this guy came from ongoing reserve and destroyed or wrecked that Rhino. The guys got out, they are pinned. So currently we have a Blood Angel's objective, my objective, and the Space Marine objectives. So let's see if the game goes on. A 1. No, the game ends and it's a draw. Really good game though, really enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed the battle reports, and as always, thanks for watching.